Good morning, Get Ready Campers! Today is week 3, day 3 of our Dr. Seuss week, and today we will be learning about space.
Okay, before we have so much fun today, I'm just going to have a couple of announcements. Adults, just again, some extra supplies that are handy to keep close is some wipes or paper towels to make for easy cleanup and easy transitions between activities and songs. Just a reminder that our Google Meet is today from 2 to 3 p.m. We really encourage you to hop on that for a minute or two, even if you only have a minute or two. We just really like the interaction with the children, letting them tell us their favorite activity, just, having that social, one-to-one interaction with them, getting to ask what their name is and how they've enjoyed it really is helpful. We've even noticed it helpful, when you bring your kids for a packet pickup, they're like, hey, we saw you on our Google Meet, and that's really cool also. With that, registration for week 4 closes today at noon. So if you're going to register for week 4, please get that done before noon so that we make sure that you are registered and you have a packet to pick up on Friday. Our last packet pickup will be this Friday, Radcliffe 11 to 12 and E-Town 1 to 2:30. Please note the change in Radcliffe's pickup time. We want to make sure that all of our Radcliffe friends get their Get Ready bags. So please make sure that you note that change in time and get your Get Ready bag. This program is put on by the Central Kentucky Community Foundation located in E-Town. That is the home of philanthropy. And again, just want to reiterate why Get Ready. It's a camp for birth to 5 years old. It allows the adults to learn how they can be their child's first teachers and be involved in their learning. And it's also a learning through play opportunity, so the children benefit from a lot of our hands-on activities. We appreciate the interactive comments during our videos. We love to see pictures and videos posted after, so you can comment on the videos after the live streams and post pictures and videos of the day of Get Ready Camp. The live stream, just again, is at 10 a.m. on Facebook and our YouTube, but it'll be posted later, and you can access that at any time that's convenient for you. You can do half of it, and if you need to take a potty break or eat lunch, you can do that and come back to it. And with that being said, we'll do our good morning song. So all my friends on their feet.
We are going to head to the carpet and we are going to read the Dr. Seuss book called There's No Place Like Space. So this is a Dr. Seuss book, and remember, Dr. Seuss is the author, so that means that he wrote the book, and it is called There's No Place Like Space, and it's all about our solar system. It's by Tish Robb and illustrated, which illustrated means that they wrote or that they drew the pictures, by Artidis Ruiz. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars, and the sun. There is no place like space. I will prove it to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Jump in, here we go. We will fly up so high we can dance on the moon and play games in the sky. We will swing past the stars, and in case you have missed them, you'll soon see. The planets in our solar system. There are 8 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury's close to the sun's burning light. It is hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. On Venus, the weather is always the same. Hot, dry, and windy with no chance of rain. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here's a clue. It is my home and home to thing 1 and thing 2. You have been living on it each day since your birth. It is third from the sun. It is our planet, Earth. It spins all the time, round and round like a top. It turns once every day and it will never stop. This question had thing 1 and thing 2 in a tizzy. If the Earth's always spinning, why don't we feel dizzy? We don't feel the Earth as it spins on its way, 'cause we're spinning right with it, right now, every day. Next, here is Mars. It's the color of rust. We sneeze here because it is covered with dust. What do you notice about some of the words in these books? Rust and dust. They rhyme. Travel to Jupiter and you will find it is bigger than all other planets combined. Saturn has rings. It's so light, who would think? It could float in an ocean and not even sink. A planet can have satellites that surround it. Uranus has lots of these objects around it. There are colors in space. I will show some to you. Neptune, planet 8, is a beautiful blue. We have seen all the planets. Now here is a trick to remember their names and remember them quick. Say, Mallory, Valerie, Emily, Mickles just saved up 999 nickels. The first letter of each of these words is the same as the first letter in each of the planets you name. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Now here's a game you can play in the skies. Connect all the stars you can see with your eyes. It's a star dot to dot. Use your imaginations and you'll see big pictures we call constellations. A star in the sky may look small like a dot, but it's really a big glowing ball and it's hot. And there's one star by far that's our favorite one. We can't live without it. The star called the sun. From the Earth, it looks big. There's one reason why. It's the closest to Earth of the stars in the sky. But be careful and never look right at the sun. Your eyes would get hurt, and that would not be fun. How big is the sun? We just heard right this minute 1,000,000 of our Earths could fit right in it. Oh, look at the time. We must go very soon. But first we must take a quick look at the moon. The moon does not shine in the sky in the night, but like a big mirror reflects the sun's light. Astronauts flew to the moon to explore a place no one had ever been before. They walked on the moon and then drove all over in a special moon car called a lunar rover. An astronomer studies what's up in the sky. Thing 2 wants to be one. In fact, so do I. The universe is a mysterious place. We are only just learning what happens in space. So I brought you a present to look in the sky. Just put this telescope up to your eye. Oh dear, I must go fly back up to the stars and take things 1 and 2 out to dinner on Mars. But there's lots to discover, and it might be you who looks up in the sky. And find something that's new. The end. That was a fun book. Okay, now we're gonna move back over to our carpet and we're gonna do some activity, or we're gonna do a song before we do some more activities. Okay, we are going to shake some sillies out. So stand up with me.
Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Wiggle my waggles away. I gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleeves out.
Are you tired this morning?
Yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. And wiggle my waggles away.
Good job. Okay, so since today is Wednesday and we are learning about space, we have a bag that looks like this. We're gonna just pause for a second. We've got some technical difficulties. Okay, so you want to find a bag that looks like this. It's got a little bag with all kinds of little pieces in it, so adults, be careful. Don't let your small child get any of these in their mouth. Just make sure, you know, that they don't grab any of these and try to eat them or swallow them. So you're looking for a bag that looks like this. It's got all kinds of good stuff in it. So the first activity that we are going to do today, you will need this little baggie, but you will just need a few things out of it. So be careful and don't lose your other pieces because we'll need that for something else. So you're gonna grab out your stars. You should have 2 stars, probably. So I have 2 stars and 2 pipe cleaners. And then all those little beads at the bottom, you're gonna need to get out those little beads. So I have some green and some orange ones. So I'm gonna get all my little beads out, but I'm not gonna get anything else. I'm just gonna get out my little beads so I don't lose my other little pieces. So make sure you have your little stars that have numbers on them. You have your 2 pipe cleaners. And you have your beads. You will have all kinds of different colored beads, a couple of different colored beads. So I think, oh, I've got one more bead left in here. I think I've just about got it all. So adults, you probably want to do this part to get the right supplies out and just keep an eye on your kiddos, make sure that they are not putting any small pieces in their mouth. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your stars and see what numbers do you have. What 2 numbers do you see? I have the number, what number do you see? I have the number 5 and I have the number 3. So what our first step is we want to either tape or glue our pipe cleaners onto the back of our stars. So they're hanging down like this behind our stars. some tape, so I'm just going to tape them on there. And they should look a little something like this. While you're doing that, I'll grab my examples to show you exactly what we're going to do. So we've got our little beads on our pipe cleaners, and I have the same amount of beads as the number on my star. So I'm going to take my beads and I'm going to count. How many beads do I need? I need 3, so I have 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put those on our pipe cleaners to match our number. We're going to match up our number of beads with the number on our pipe cleaners, on our stars. So I have 12. I have the number 12 here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I have 12 beads on here to match my number. So adults, again, just be careful. Make sure your small child is not putting any little pieces in their mouth, but this is a great fine motor skill. Putting those beads on the pipe cleaner, trying to get the pipe cleaner in the hole. So I have 3. So I need 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 beads. This is a great counting skill, fine motor skills, picking up and grasping those little beads and getting them onto the pipe cleaner through the hole. Color recognition, you can ask them, what color are my beads? They're purple. What color are your beads? What color beads do you have? So there are all kind of different skills with this activity. Color recognition, number recognition, fine motor skills. So I have the number 5. So I'm going to put 5 beads on my pipe cleaner. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And adults, you might just want to pinch the bottom of it, the pipe cleaner, and fold it over just because it might be a little sharp once you get those beads on there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what color are my beads? Orange. So again, that is just a great fine motor skill, counting activity, color recognition, number recognition, all kinds of good skills in that activity. So while you are finishing that up, take your time. If you need a few more minutes, keep working. If you're done and you want to sing with us, we will sing a song. And we will go ahead and sing our baby shark song. So get your baby sharks out and stand up with me.
Grandpa Shark, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, Grandpa Shark, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, Grandpa Shark, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, Grandpa Shark. Let's go hunt, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, let's go hunt, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, let's go hunt, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, let's go hunt. Run away, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, run away, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, run away, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, run away. Save that plastic, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, save that plastic, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, save that plastic, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, save that plastic. It's the end, doo-doo-doo-doo, it's the end, doo-doo-doo-doo, it's the end, doo-doo-doo-doo, it's the end.
Good job. Okay, so we have done our star bead counting activity. And so the next activity we are going to work on is writing our name. And so we are going to build our name with a rocket. So in your big bag, you'll need, you probably have a half sheet of blue paper. It might be a dark blue, it might be a light blue, and then in your little bitty bag, you're gonna need everything else that you've got in there, except for a couple stars and your tin foil. So go ahead and get out you have got some squares. And adults, if your child has a long name that has more than, we think we put about 8 to 10 squares in each bag. If their name is longer than that, then you can go ahead and just cut up some more squares from a piece of paper, or construction paper that you have laying around the house to add to it. So I've got my squares and my cotton ball. And I'm just going to get a couple of my stars out. I'm not going to get them all out. I'm just going to get a few because I have to save some for something else we're going to do a little later. So I've got a couple of my stars and a little triangle. You should have a little triangle in your bag too. So all you have left in your bag is your tin foil and some stars at the bottom. So zip that back up so you don't lose those little pieces. And save that for later. Okay, so I've got all my materials. I've got my blue piece of paper, my cotton ball, my triangle, my little pile of squares, and then I've got some stars down here that I can use. So what we're going to be doing is you are going to write your name and build a rocket with it because rockets go up in space. So I have 5 letters in my name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because my name's Miss Jenna. So I have 1 letter on each square. And adults, if they have enough colors or they only have 2 colors, then they can make a pattern with the colors like I did out of their squares for their names. So I have a pattern of yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. How many of my friends know what color would come after yellow if I had another letter in my name? What color would come after yellow? I have yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. I would have another orange if I continued my pattern. We did a little bit with patterns last week. And so you are going to write 1 letter of their name on each square and put that in order to spell their name. And the little triangle is like the top of our rocket. And the cotton ball is like the smoke coming out of the bottom whenever the rocket shoots up in the sky. So I've got my little name rocket, and you can use those little stars to decorate around it like it's up in the sky. So I'll give you a few minutes to work on that. And this is great fine motor skills for the kiddos to glue and paste the items on their paper. And adults, if they're advanced enough to where they can write their letters and you want them to write them themselves, and that's awesome. If they still need a little bit of help or practice, you can write it in pencil or highlighter and have the child trace it in marker to write their letters. So this is great fine motor skills, letter recognition, practice writing their name, all kinds of good skills there. Patterning, color recognition, if you ask them what color squares they have or stars. So we will work on this for a few minutes. And if your name is super long and you don't have enough room on your paper, you can always add extra at the bottom to make your paper longer if you need to do that. But we've got all kinds of good skills in this activity. Fine motor skills, writing skills, learning your name and the letters, letter recognition, patterning, color recognition, all kinds of good stuff. So you can tell me in the comments, have your adult put in the comments, how many letters do you have in your name? I only have 5. I have 5 letters in my name. Do you have more than 5 or do you have less than 5? Do you have 6 or 7 or 8? Or do you only have 2 or 3 or 4? You could write out your whole name, or you could do, if you have an abbreviation, a name that's shorter that you like to be called, you could do that. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so while you all are finishing this up, we can take a few more minutes, keep working. Tell me what you put on your paper, what your name is, and how many letters are in your name. Maybe even what colors your little squares were to put the letters of your name on. And while we are waiting for some of our friends to finish, we will do another song. So stand up and get ready to dance with me. We're going to do the freeze song. So make sure you've got your listening ears on.
That is a game that's kind of neat. Just gets your body in the beat. But when you hear the music quit, don't want to see you move a bit. Now you can dance any way you please, but listen closely for the freeze.
Freeze. our big bag. You've got a page in here that looks like this. It's got all the planets on it, which we just learned about in our book. So it's got all the planets and even a little rocket ship. We just made a rocket ship and some stars and the sun. So go ahead and get that page out. And adults, this is great fine motor skills. Let the child cut each strip out. It's a number puzzle, and they can put the puzzle back in order using the numbers. So great fine motor skills, great letter or number recognition and number order and patterning. So you can go ahead and have them cut that out. It doesn't have to be perfect because these cutting skills are great for them to learn and get better the fine motor skills. So you can cut all these strips out for our number puzzle. And we've got we start with number 1, and we end our puzzle with number 10. So let's go ahead and get those cut out. We've done a couple more number puzzles in the past. We had, I think, a doctor number puzzle that was just 1 to 5. So this one is a little bit longer than that one since it goes to 10. So you can get all those little pieces cut up. Okay, and once you get those pieces cut up, you can mix them up. That way they're not in order anymore. And you can put them back in order. So adults, you could even help your child start off by putting 10 on the table on one end and 1 on the other end, and let them fill in from 1 to 10. So what number would come after 1, number 2, and then they would put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until they get to 10. And you can keep this separate, apart, or they can do it again, or they can tape it down, back together, however they want to do it. If they want to keep doing it another time, then they can keep it apart so they can do it again, or they can tape it together to show how great of a job they did putting their number puzzle back together. But again, this is just great fine motor skills, number recognition, and number order, number sequencing, since it is a puzzle. So I'll go ahead and put mine back together so we can see it. Put back together. But like I said, you can keep yours apart if you want to do it again and keep working at it, or you can put it back together, whatever you want to do. So I've got my puzzle put back together, and I have it in order, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I've got my pictures all back together, and it's in order, number order from 1 to 10. Okay, so if you're still working on that, keep working. You're doing such a great job. If you are still working on it, Keep working hard. We love to see how hard you're working. Don't forget to take pictures and to post them in the comments or send them to us to our email or on our Facebook page, because we love seeing you participating and doing such a good job. So if you're finished, then you can go ahead and stand up with me. If you're still working on it, you can keep working, but we're gonna go on a bear hunt. So everybody stand up with me and get ready to go on a bear hunt.
Get out your backpack. Open them up. Let's put in some crackers in case we get hungry. And let's put in a thermos of milk in case we get thirsty. Oh, and don't forget your flashlight in case it's dark. Zip them up and repeat after me. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. We're gonna catch a big one. With big green eyes. With big green eyes. And a fuzzy little tail. And a fuzzy little tail. Look over there. Look over there. It's a candy factory. It's a candy factory. Can't go over it. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Can't go around it. I guess we'll go through it. I guess we'll go through it. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. We're gonna catch a big one. With big green eyes. Big green eyes. And a fuzzy little tail. And a fuzzy little tail. Look over there. Look over there. It's a peanut butter river. It's a peanut butter river. Can't go over it. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Can't go around it. I guess we'll swim across it. I guess we'll swim across it.
Swim, 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 swim. Fast, hurry.
Hey, let's get out those crackers. And the thermos of milk. All right. All right. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. We're gonna catch a big one. With big green eyes. With big green eyes. And a fuzzy little tail. And a fuzzy little tail. Look over there. Look over there. It's a jello swamp. It's a jello swamp. Can't go over it. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Can't go around it. I guess we'll go through it. I guess we'll go through it. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. We're gonna catch a big one. With big green eyes. With big green eyes. And a fuzzy little tail. And a fuzzy little tail. Look over there. Look over there. It's a cave. It's a cave. Can't go over it. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Can't go around it. I guess we'll go through it. I guess we'll go through it. Get out your flashlight. Turn it on. It's cold in here. I see two big green eyes. Two big green eyes. And a fuzzy little tail. And a fuzzy little tail. It's a bear.
It's a bear. Hurry. Run.
Swim across the peanut butter river. Go through the candy factory. Go home. Open the door. Shut the door. We went on a bear hunt. We went on a bear hunt. And we weren't afraid. And we weren't afraid.
Good job. That song is always so much fun to go on a bear hunt. Okay, so we've got just 2 more activities left today. So go ahead and grab your letter out of your bag. And what letter do we see? The letter S. So go ahead and get your letter S out. I've got mine all decorated, and you guys are pretty familiar with these by now, so you can decorate them however you want. But we've got our big S, which is our capital S, and our little s, which is our lowercase s, and we have some S words. We have space and star, which is what we've learned about today. We have snail, snack, sun, and shell. So there are all kinds of different words that start with S. So go ahead and tell me some words that you might think of that start with S. Does your name start with S? My mom's name starts with S. Sharon starts with S-H. It makes the same sound as shell and Sharon. So what words can you think of that start with S? Does your name start with S? Do you know someone whose name starts with S? So go ahead and decorate yours however you want with the letter S. So adults, again, this is just great fine motor skills for your kiddos to pick up that marker and just start decorating and writing the letter S. Again, you can put with the pencil on there, and they can trace it over with a marker to practice those writing skills and letter recognition. These are great letter recognition skills. You could do color recognition and ask them what color their letter S is. So what color is this letter S? Kind of matches my background. It's red, and then I have another letter S. And what color is that? It's yellow. So there are all kinds of good skills in with this activity. So we've got good fine motor skills, letter recognition, some writing skills, fine motor skills, color recognition, all kinds of good stuff. So keep working on that for a few more minutes. So keep working, and if you are finished, then you can hop up with us and sing another song. We are going to sing our 5 Little Monkeys song, so get your 5 Little Monkeys out and get ready to sing and dance with us. If you're still working, keep working, because I want to see pictures of your letter S and what words you came up with that start with the letter S. activity left today. So go ahead and get your little black piece of paper out of your big bag. And you can get your little bag that has the tin foil. You've probably got some stars in there. You can go ahead and get those out. And we are going to decorate our own night sky. What are some kinds of things we might see in a night sky? Do we see the sun, or do we see something else? What do we see in our night sky? We see the moon and stars. What kind of animals might we see out at nighttime that we might not see during the daytime? We might see an owl. Owls sometimes like to come out at night. We might see a raccoon. They like to come out more in the nighttime than during the day. Or maybe even bats. So, you are going to take your supplies and decorate your night sky with some things that we might see in the night. So you could even add on extra things. Adults, you could let them add on, draw a little owl or a bat. I used my white crayon, or if you still have your piece of chalk all the way from week 1, you can use that to write on our night sky. So I've got some stars, a rocket ship. I've got the moon up here. I used my tin foil to make the moon. I've got some more stars. So that's what your little piece of tin foil is for. You can cut it into a circle, or you can kind of just fold it down around to make a circle. It's kind of what I did. I just folded it around to make a little circle. And you can make your own little moon. And glue that on there with your stars. So these are great fine motor skills. Recognizing what we see at night, the difference between day and night. Nighttime is dark and daytime is light when the sun's out. But the sun goes away at nighttime, so we see the moon and stars in the sky and different kinds of animals. So I'll let you work on this for a few more minutes. I'm going to clean up my little stars. And you can tell me what kinds of things you see at night. Or if you're up past when it gets dark and you go out tonight, you can tell me what you saw outside tonight. Make sure you have an adult with you. So you can tell me what kinds of things we see in our night sky that's different from our day sky. Okay, adults, that's all we have for today. Those are all the activities. We have one more little piece of paper in the bottom of your bag, and it's just an easy little moon sand recipe. It's flour with baby oil, which I think we did that last year at Get Ready Camp, and it was a lot of fun to make that with the kids. This is a great sensory activity for the kiddos or even babies. Just keep an eye on them, make sure they're not eating the baby oil and flour. But it's just 8 cups of flour and a cup of baby oil, or any other type of oil it says that you prefer. But if you want to cut that in half, then you could just do 4 cups of flour and a half a cup of baby oil. And you just follow the instructions and you can make some moon sand at home. So that's a great sensory activity for your kiddos to do later today or later this week. Just give them something extra to do. But we are going to wrap up day 3 of Dr. Seuss Week, and Miss Kira is going to come back up and do our announcements, and then we will do our goodbye song.
All right, friends. So adults, just a reminder that week 4 registration, which is our last week of Get Ready Camp, closes today at noon. So please, please, please register before noon if you plan on participating in week 4 of Get Ready Camp, so that we can have all of your supplies ready for you to pick up. Just a reminder that packet pickup for week 4, which will also be our last packet pickup, will be this Friday, and that'll be in Radcliffe and E-Town. And please note the changes in the Radcliffe times so that all of our Get Ready friends can get their supplies. Just continue to send pictures and videos. You can post them in the comments, or you can post them on your personal Facebook and tag us, or send them to the Gmail. We like seeing those pictures and videos of the kids participating in the activities that we do each day. Also, our Google Meet is today from 2 to 3. So we encourage you to log on for a minute or two, say hi to us, let the kids, they can ask us questions or tell us their favorite activity. They can tell us their favorite song or something that they've done outside of Get Ready Camp. We just love that interaction with them. And then just continue. We appreciate the feedback in the comments that you guys have given us. It allows us to change anything that we need to and better the program. So with that being said, we'll do our goodbye song.
Clap your hands, stomp your feet. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends.